On today's Moving the Chains, we've got a great interview, Jerel, a name that a lot of folks across the state are going to know, the new head coach of the Nation Forward Falcons, Jake Bentley.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is just in state. This is like a nationwide name to be thinking about when it comes to coaching circles as well. Really excited that we had the opportunity to get in touch with Jake, and he lent us his time today to see what he's going to do with that Nation Forward program. Really excited about it. I think the people are going to like this one too.
No doubt. Some great stories about him growing up and his dad, who is a legend of the game. Some great stories about him at Carolina and his own career. But super excited for you guys to hear this one here. Once again, Nation Forward Falcons new head coach Jake Bentley here on Moving the Chains.
Get ready for the ultimate South Carolina high school football experience with Movin' the Chains. From previews to recaps, we've got you covered. Dive into our expert preview shows, predicting winners and sharing insights. Then join us post-game for the thrilling recaps, exclusive interviews, and highlights you won't find anywhere else. Plus, connect with fellow fans on our Friday night spaces on Twitter/X. No one covers South Carolina high school football like us. Join us at Movin' Chains on all social media platforms and visit movinchains.com.
Welcome into Moving the Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Jerel Hendricks. We've got a great interview today, a very special guest, the new head coach of the Nation Forward Falcons, Jake Bentley. Coach, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing terrific. I'm doing terrific. Just had a great workout to start the day off. I personally didn't work out, but the team got after it. So, man, having a great start. Excited to be here with you guys.
Well, we appreciate your time, man. We really do. If this is you guys' first time tuning in, be sure to follow us on social media at Movin' Chains, MOVINCHAINS, all social media platforms there, movinchains.com, our website and our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Coach Bentley was hired in January. He was the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Rock Hill last season. Prior, he spent time at FAU and North Alabama, and he played collegiately at South Carolina, Utah, and South Alabama. Coach, let's start with the transition. What's that been like going from an assistant to now being the head man there at Nation Forward?
Yeah, it's been unique. It's been unique to take on the challenges, kind of a new level, more the next level of challenges. More high level things, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome to really take pride in creating a staff and developing a staff and having guys around me that share this same vision, and that's been exciting to see how our staff has came together to really invest in our players here. But man, it's been hard. I have a 6-month old son at the house, so new job. Becoming a dad has been a challenge, probably the hardest thing. But it's all been good.
Coach Kevin mentioned briefly in your intro there that you worked, started off in college coaching, making the transition to high school. What kind of led to that? And can you just kind of detail your background and your coaching career so far?
Man, I tell you what, the biggest thing that led to it, Jerel, is being home, is being dad. I think, and that's not a knock on college coaches that spend some time at the facility game planning. I'm not saying they're not good fathers, because my dad did it right, and I think he's a pretty great man. So, it just, in my mind, I was like, man, I'm seeing, at the time it was just me and my wife. I get home, my wife's asleep. I leave, wife's asleep. And it's just like, man, it just became a point where it was, if I can't be a great husband and father, then I'm not sure this is the right, job for me. And why I got into coaching was really just to make a difference in kids' lives and have the same impact that coaches had on me. And I was like, man, at the high school level, you can really have probably a little bit more of impact on them as they're still trying to, figure out life, and to try to be here and really make a difference in their life and being able to get closer back home. My wife's family's from Charlotte too, so being able to be there and be surrounded by family has been great too.
Coach, one of the key things for a new head coach especially is getting that staff set up. That's always very important to make sure you got good guys around you. How is that staff shaping up for you? Are you still hiring a few guys, or maybe who are the few big hires you've already made so far?
Yeah, so our bringing in our defensive coordinator, his name's Sean Baldwin. He was at St. Andrews for a couple months before the school folded there. Unfortunately, was able to snag him, And man, he's brought tremendous life and energy to our defense that really has been unmatched. Man, the level of change through the spring they've been able to progress under his leadership has been really fun to see. Our special teams coordinator, his name is Tyler Klippa. He played receiver at Western Carolina. The cool thing about him is having a dedicated special teams coordinator, especially at the high school level. That's how much I value special teams. I think that we're going to be able to, win some games simply because of how great we're going to be in special teams. So bringing on him has been awesome. Our O-line coach, run game coordinator, his name's Johnny Klein, coming to us from Hartsville. I knew I wanted him when we played him last year at Rock Hill. And man, they pounded us, ran it. Man, who's leading those guys? Let me get in contact with him. And luckily for me, him and his family were moving up this way. And so it just all worked out. So, man, he's been a tremendous factor on offense. And then offensive coordinator was here with previously, named Anthony Marple, being able to retain him and be able to have him kind of step up in an elevated leadership role, I think has been really unique to see, and he's really embraced the challenge. So just really excited about our staff, who we brought in. Brandon Toms, D-line coach, as well, was with them at Rock Hill, played at Gardner-Webb. So just got a lot of guys with a lot of experience, and most importantly, it's a staff that I truly believe is dedicated to making our players better men and really investing in them as people and not just players. I challenge them. Kind of the biggest thing when I'm hiring staff that I look for is I want you to be knowledgeable about the game, right? Yeah, I don't think you ever want to bring somebody in that's not knowledgeable, right? That don't make much sense. But I really try to identify their heart and see if their heart's really in the right spot as far as making a difference in the lives of the kids, and really have that understanding that we can have that impact as coaches. So, like I said, really great staff that I'm excited to work with.
Coach, when change in leadership happens, you got to change what you guys do. And that starts with the X's and O's and you guys. So if you don't mind, not getting too deep into it, because I know you guys are still working on installing everything. But on offense, what should we expect from Coach Marpa's offense and then Coach Baldwin's defense schematically? And are you going to still be calling plays, or are you kind of going to sit back and oversee everything?
We're going to go Navy wing T. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Hey, that's what the Bentleys are known for, right?
You almost got me there.
Change it up to know, but I will. I'll be calling the plays still for us. But man, more than anything, I get that question a lot, and very valid question. Very legit question to ask, but. What I try to do, what I challenge Coach Marple myself to do, is let's build an offense that our players can execute well. Let's not have our offense, the Jake Bentley offense, and then try to push our players into this system. Well, that may not be what they execute well, right? I just think that's where true coaching comes in, to identify, hey, we run, we throw this concept well. Our O-line is athletic enough to run this run outside zone more, whatever it is. We're going to do what they're good at and identify that. And I think that's where you use spring and summer to do. You throw some concept at them. You teach them. Hey, man, that looks good. Let's build on that. Let's find different ways to run that same play. But at its core, though, philosophy-wise, I can't answer that. Regardless of what we do, we're going to be an unselfish offense, right? That blocks one another, that puts the emphasis on we before me. We're also going to be explosive. We're going to challenge people, whether that be in the run game or in the pass game. I don't believe in being stagnant and just running base, plays. I think as an offense, a defense is able to move around. Playing Coach Venables, I hate even bringing up Clemson, but playing them, man, it was all over the place, and it's an advantage they have. and so we have to utilize our emotions and our shifts and our things to try to give us that same advantage, make the defense communicate, be aggressive. That's what I, told our team is that we're going to call it aggressive. You get the one-on-one, let's go win it. Let's go win it and put the emphasis on executing and taking advantage of those one-on-ones.
Coach, you've been around, some fantastic coaches, obviously your dad growing up, your high school coaches, your college coaches. Who are some guys that you really like to kind of, you think help mold you into the coach you are now? And are there a couple guys maybe at the college or pro level you like to watch how to pick up things from as well?
Yeah. So, obviously I could go on for hours probably with Dad and what he's, how he's shaped us as all four of his sons and one daughter, his kids, and how all the time that we spent watching games together and, Saturday mornings taking 5 hours and he's pausing it like, what defense is this? I go on for days with that. But I tell you what, when my dad took the job at Auburn and I was able to, I obviously had to move to Opelika, Alabama. My coach there, Coach Brian Blackman, our head coach, man, made such a significant impact on me. And it wasn't scheme and it wasn't anything really involving football. I think it was so unique for me. It was kind of the first time out from, Dad's wing, and to really see how he embraced me, even from the fact that I was coming off a knee injury when I moved down there, and he was like, "Hey, we're not going to play him. I know he's got offers or whatever. We're not going to play him because I want to take care of him as the person." So we're going – actually, my sophomore year kind of sat really the whole time. I played a little bit, but just even that of being such an unselfish guy that truly wanted what's best for me. That's kind of where my heart and passion, obviously from Dad too, but wanting to make that impact. And then college years, man, I thought Coach Roper, when I was at South Carolina, did a great job in the classroom. And I feel like when we sat down on the whiteboard and talked and visualized defense and, hey, these are the rules, I thought he did a great job of breaking it down and really made me learn a lot of just the X's and O's pieces of it there. I think too, Coach Applewhite I was able to play with at South Alabama. The unique connection that we had because we both played the position. And there was just things that he was able to communicate with me that clicked with me. Some unique verbiage that I kind of hadn't really heard before that really, really clicked because he's been in the same shoes I was in. And man, just learned a lot from him schematically and still hit him up and ask him, hey, what's the details of this play? So really still try to watch him and model similar what we do to that. And then, recently trying to really watch, some unique run game stuff. A lot of teams, Georgia Tech does some unique stuff up front. So really trying to find a way to continue to make the same plays look different, like I said. And I think they do a good job of that.
Coach, I know it's safe to say that coaching is in your blood for sure. But how did you know, especially as a young guy as you are, that it was time to kind of make that jump, from being a coordinator to, start putting yourself out there for these head coaching roles?
Yeah. I mean, I think, I think, like y'all mentioned, the coaching at UNA, FAU, Rock Hill, but also the playing and being at 3 different schools. I just feel like I've been so blessed to be able to kind of accumulate a bank of knowledge, and I just feel like it was time for me to share that and be able to pour in to players the same way I got poured into. So excited for the challenge and trying to win as many games as Dad did, but more than anything, like I said, I keep bringing back to, man, making sure it's about the players first.
Talking about those players, Coach, one thing that we always like to do is kind of put a spotlight on them. Who are maybe some guys that we should be on the lookout for this fall, some big-time players you guys have there at Nation Forward? Yeah,
so the first guy that comes to mind is our receiver, Jaden Scott. He's coming off a year where Josh Amio was ahead of him, a senior that's graduating. He's actually going to play college lacrosse. Was a school record holder at receiver. And Jaden was there, kind of Robin to Batman, but now it's his time to be Batman, and really, get plays designed for him. Excited about him. And then opposite of him, Jamari Gore being able to be that guy too, right there. And I think our senior backfield is going to be huge for us. Malachi Drayton, Patience Andrews, Brandon Johnson. We got 3 senior running backs that have had significant experience on the varsity level. And so being able to rely on them, man, is going to be huge for us. Defensively, we got a lot of talent coming back, secondary wise, AJ Haynes, son of former NFL running back, Tyler Robinson, also DB for us. Dad also played in the league. Just 2 guys to really give us some juice. It's fun to see them and Jaden compete at practice. I'll say that. And then maybe guys like Justin Smiley in the box. Also, Dad played in the NFL. So got a lot of guys with a lot of connections there. If you think about it, but man, got a team. I tell you what, more than anything, is hungry and it's hungry for success. A lot of guys really bought in to what we're trying to do. And as a coach, I told them after spring, I said, man, I'm a new coach coming in here, and y'all could have easily, bucked me and said, oh, no, I'm doing that. I'm not doing that Matt drill in March. What are you talking about, coach? What is this? Right. But they embraced it. They embraced it, man. And it's been really cool to see from my perspective how much they want it. And that's why I challenge our staff to work hard for those guys.
Again, Kevin mentioned your intro. You started in January, and you just mentioned, spring, doing mat drills, all that off-season work, and had a spring practice schedule as you go into the summer here. What were you able to learn about your team during that early off-season period and into spring practice?
Yeah, we love to compete. We love to compete. There were some team drills when you feel like you're just running plays. Where, man, some days it's hot and it's a little sluggish. Man, what's going on with the guys? And then, the next period was a competition period, and it can be as simple as, big men catching a punt, but just see them light up. Like, man, here we go. And really got to see how our guys respond to that competition. What was really cool to see. And you got to see, from my perspective, a lot of times I would present the competition and say, hey, give me 2 guys, give me 4 guys to compete and see who stepped up. And that was eye-opening to see who those guys are and who we can really count on to go out there and give it all they got and compete.
We're rolling into 7-on-7 season now, Coach. As an offensive guy, do you like that stuff? Do you guys see many of them on the schedule? And then also, are you big into the 11-on-11? That's kind of become a big thing the last couple of years as well.
7-on-7s, I think, are one of the best tools that you can use as far as throwing and catching development. You're able to, eliminate a factor, obviously, with the offensive line and really detail what you have to do in the passing game. I tell you what, though, Kevin, what I think a lot of people get wrong is they sacrifice quarterback footwork. They sacrifice quarterback eye discipline. And that's what you got to be conscious of. And yeah, I can tell the quarterbacks, hey, take the ball and stand there, right? And just look and just have your shoulders squared to the field and just look and throw it to the other guy, right? But that's what the travel 7-on-7. That's what they do, right? We're going to run plays. We're going to run football plays. I'm not running 7-on-7 plays, right? And now, we're going to try to beat you in 7-on-7 running real football plays. And that's what I pride ourselves on. That's how I think about it, guys, is this. If that scoreboard's on, I don't care if we're playing checkers, if we're playing freaking backgammon, cornhole, I don't care, right? We're going to try to win if the scoreboard's on. But at the same time, like let's create good habits. Like backers, hey, let's take our run step, right? Don't just retreat 17 yards because it's a pass, right? And it's creating those good habits. And so, I love it because it keeps the competitiveness going through the summer. You don't go from, May till August and not compete. You keep it going. As far as 11-on-11 work, I tell you what, I've seen it done a lot We didn't do it at Rock Hill. I think we're gonna do some in July. Excited for it. I think once again you're able to add that element back into it of the offensive line, defensive line, but not necessarily going full tilt bull rush, especially with no pads on, right? So, but it gives those big guys an opportunity to see some different looks, right? Compete against somebody else, and so I like it. I will say this, I'm sure along with other coaches, being selective of who you go with, right? I don't want, double A gap blitzes when we're going 11 on 11, right? Defensively, I hope they don't run a whole bunch of just power at us with no, power encounter for taking on people with no pads on. So there's being smart, with that, but I think you get some good work.
Coach, coming in, I know a lot of coaches, you want to create your own culture. You want to, set your foundation. What is something you identified, when you stepped in there and took on that role that you knew, number one, I need to change and make this program my own?
Yeah, what I came in with was this motto, was pull the rope. And, I guess it can be very similar to PJ Flex, row the boat, but pull the rope is what I came in with, because I wanted to make sure that our players, our staff, our school, our community understood that, man, this is a full scale, requirement for all of us to grab the rope and pull it together. We all got to be working together for Nation 4 football to get to the level that I think everybody in those groups wants it to get to. It's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us pulling the rope together and to do that. And then I challenge our guys with that same motto, is that, hey, when it is tough, when you wake up at 6 a.m. on a Wednesday morning, when you had your first 2 days of summer workouts have been really tough. Can I wake up Wednesday, pull the rope together, knowing my teammates are going to show up, right? And I got to pull the rope and be there. And if I'm not, I'm letting them down. And really using that motto of accountability, more than anything, to answer your question, Jerel, just to change that accountability and understand that, man, football isn't just a hobby. Fishing is a hobby. Not that there's competitive fishing. Don't get me wrong. Now, these guys are real deal, but you know what I mean. Like,
for sure.
It's not a hobby. It's got to be something that you're truly passionate about. Man, leaving this school after your senior year, knowing, man, that we accomplished something that hasn't been done at Nation Forward. So that's been the message that we're trying to send. And I think, like I said, guys have bought into that.
I love that answer, Coach, and it kind of goes into my next question. Obviously, this is a program that hasn't had, a ton of success lately, you could say. Could you tell, that this community and this program is really hungry for a winner, and how has that community kind of embraced your program since you took over back in January?
Yeah, man, I think they are. I think I tell you what's been unique for me is establishing a relationship with, other schools in our Fort Mill district too, Catawba Ridge and Fort Mill, and seeing where we align vision wise too, and to make this, we're right beside Football City USA. How can we get us to that level, right? And our academics in this part of the state and our county are off the charts. I heard today that our valedictorian had a 5.9 GPA. I didn't even know that was possible. That's almost double. It's almost double what mine was.
Double mine. We can go ahead and put that in there.
So our academics are there. They're excellent. They're at the standard you want it. Let's get our athletics. And lacrosse is that way. Our band does a great job. There's so many things about it that are there. Let's get our football team there. And so that, to answer your question, our community sees that the standard can be up here high, and my challenge is to present the plan to them. Say, hey, this is how you can help get us there. As a coach, I'll do my job. Here's how you can, supporting us, being there. Getting your son to work out. In the morning, waking his butt up when he's a little sore. Hey, come on, coach. There's the plan. Coach needs you at workout. So I think we're hungry. I think they're hungry. I think their kids are. I think our school is. I think our community is.
Founders Federal Credit Union means banking made for you. The on the go, the pick up and go, and the I want to go. Because at Founders, we give you the financial tools that make every dollar work for you. For the little things to the big things. For your future and your peace of mind. We'll always stay grounded in our roots But reaching beyond what you'd expect is where we'll always go. Find out what our members already know and enjoy a new way to bank. Relax, you're with Founders.
Couple easier ones here for you, Coach. Let you go today. Maybe it's in your office on a home Friday night, or maybe on the bus to an away game. But what's on your pregame playlist to kind of get you going for the action on Fridays?
Shania, I'm just kidding. Man,
let's go, girls.
Man, I tell you what, man.
That's on Kevin's playlist, I guess.
Yeah. Going back to my freshman year, I used to be like hardcore, like Seven Nation Army, freaking getting fired up. But man, I feel like God, man, I'm getting too cranked up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I got a good mix. I got a set with some rock, man, some I throw some gospel in there just to calm it down a little bit, a little change up, get locked in. But man, but half the time on the bus, I'm worried about somebody, throwing food out the window or something. So it's kind of hard to relax sometimes. But no, man, I like to get locked in. I feel like I'm playing.
Coach, love it. Coach, this is a question we ask every guest on this program, that Fort Mill, Rock Hill area. What is a restaurant that me and Kevin need to go eat at before we attend a game there at Nation Ford?
Oh man, if I say the wrong answer, I might lose some sponsorships. Hey. Let's see.
Hey, drop a few then if you got to do
list
that.
List them all.
Yeah. Love the list. Oh man, there's so many good ones, man. Man, I got to give it, man. If you're in the mood for some wings, man, Wing King is where it's at. It's right here in town. Man, they support us a lot. It's a good spot. They got one here, and then one closer to Carowinds, and I think they got one more closer to in Fort Mill, on the other side of town. But man, it's a good spot. It's a Wing King.
Perfect. Coach, I mentioned earlier, you played at South Carolina. A lot of our viewers, I'm sure, remember you from those days there with the Gamecocks. Do you keep up a lot with the program now? How excited are you about what Coach Byrnes got going on with Lenore and the boys there, and how do you feel about their season coming up?
Yeah, I'll try to keep up with them as much as I can. I think this year, let's see, I think this year, maybe the last year, where I don't really know anybody still on the team. Obviously, I know Lenore is just who he is or whatever from the state, but as far as like connecting with them, unless Luke Doty's still there, I don't think he is. But Doty's like me; he's been there for 17 years. So
I was about to say, I feel like he's about our age, isn't he?
Yeah. He's played just as long as I did. But man, I try to. I think Coach Beamer is doing a good job down there, and man, that's another city, community, and fan base that's hungry for it. And I think if they, calls go different last year, and you may be looking at a even better season than they had. So it's cool to see us as a Gamecock family have success, and I'd love to see them beat on the Clemson Tigers. You know what I mean? Had to throw it in there. Had to. I couldn't contain myself. I'll probably get flack on that, but you'll be all right. Good.
As you're talking to two Clemson graduates, that still.
Oh, am I really? Oh,
but yeah. We figured we'd tell you at the end of the interview before, so we got you here. It's too late now; it's recorded. But Coach, we'd be not doing our jobs. I know you've mentioned them, throughout this interview, talking about your dad, Bobby Bentley, one of the greatest, high school football coaches in history. We're not just talking about South Carolina, in the history of high school football. Still getting after it at Battleground Academy over there. But how important has he been to your career, and how important is he, to the state of South Carolina? I mean, that Byrnes program is still, one of the models, in this state.
Well, man, I tell you what, man, I've have, the tremendous opportunity and blessing to have. I get to, if I have a problem or a question or something, and have, guidance, I can just hit dad and press call. A lot of people don't have that. And man, it's a tremendous blessing to have him as that outlet for me. Like I said, man, from a time I was 3 years old playing in the dummies at practice, got to see how he modeled his program and his team and how he was able to do things. And so that really has just been a blessing. And I tell you what, man, about every week I meet somebody that, I remember your dad at Byrnes. He came and ate at this restaurant or did this, or I remember he came to our 7-on-7. And it's just, man, it's eye-opening, really, really, to see the impact that he was able to make on just so many people in the state. I really, really genuinely feel like if, one of the goals is to try to have that same impact. And, from the upstate to low country, you hear it, the connections. And I remember your dad used to throw it around, so yeah. Just really, really trying to evolve the game in the state, for sure.
Coach, are we going to see a Battleground Nation 4 matchup here in a couple of years? Get you guys going at it? Or?
He's scared. He don't want it. I'm just kidding. If we play now, I know what he's going to do. He's going to find the interview and he's going to cut that part out and he's going to have it on a loop in his locker room. But we've talked about it. For sure, man. He's got him rolling though. They made the state championship game last year, so it would be it'd be a battle for us. But I'm gonna put this out there. Just in case some people hear it. My thought on that is, hey, let's create a South Carolina versus Tennessee battle right here. We'll go play Battleground. Then I was thinking, Coach Kimmery's at the Baylor School up there in Tennessee. Yeah. Hey, Dutch Fork, let's go play them. We get Coach Lane at West Side. We'll go play somebody, and create a little. We play one game. ETSU. We'll play over there, and then come play here and play at Walford, Furman, somewhere. And make it a thing. So, hey, I approve. Yes, I don't know what the finance look like.
We're all in.
If you need a title sponsor, we might know some guys. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. But last one here for you, Coach. Obviously it's still early, still in the off season here. But do you have some goals set for the 2025 season for Nation Forward?
Yeah, man. I tell you what, the biggest thing I want to see from our guys. I told us today. Is to come out and consistency in competing and doing things the right way. Let's win the right way. Don't want to make it a habit of losing the right way, but understand that we're going to do things regardless of anything else. Do things the right way. We're going to be unselfish football players who care about one another, who love one another, and when you have that, the wins and losses will take care of themselves. I really do. I know you asked about scheme earlier. We really could run the wing tee or run the power eye or go air raid. If the kids believe in each other and they love each other and they're committed and they pull the rope, we'll have a lot of success here. So more than anything, that's what I want to see. I want to see the team come together and compete as one group, as one family. And it's our job as a coaching staff to put them in position to be successful on the field.
Well, this has been great. I want everyone to go follow Coach Bentley and the Falcons program on social media. They do a great job posting updates on their kids and their programs, so certainly check them out there. Like I mentioned, follow us as well at Movin Chains, podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Moving the Chains brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Jerel, anything else for Coach Bentley before we let him go today?
As always, Coach, man, we appreciate your time. You did not have to join us today, and you did so graciously. So we really are thankful for that. Excited to see what you're going to be able to do in uplifting that Nation Forward program. That community's got to be hungry for a winner, and there's no better name than having Coach Bentley there to do it. And I'm really excited to see you create your legacy as we watch your career progress. And again, we thank you for your time today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Appreciate you, Coach. Look forward to stopping by practice and getting to meeting you here soon, and hopefully catch you at a game next season, all right?
Yes, sir. See you soon.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Get ready for the ultimate South Carolina high school football experience with Movin the Chains. From previews to recaps, we've got you covered. Dive into our expert preview shows, predicting winners and sharing insights. Then join us post-game for the thrilling recaps, exclusive interviews, and highlights you won't find anywhere else. Plus, connect with fellow fans on our Friday night spaces on Twitter/X. No one covers South Carolina high school football like us. Join us at Movin Chains on all social media platforms and visit movinchains.com today.